Welcome to What is Going On in the UC, and I'm going to talk about salvation just one more time. Salvation is very important. It's a word that not too many people like nowadays. It sounds like bait for some kind of scam that somebody's running, right? You need salvation. Seriously though, the world stinks because of hell and Satan, and we need salvation. And if you don't understand what that is, that's a problem. If you watch the previous 2 episodes, then you know I'm trying to come from a fresh angle, right? The purpose of this fresh angle is stimulation. In the previous episode, I said that salvation was like unlocking our core power. So I want to come from a different angle, and today I'm going to say that salvation is a matter of gaining the right to be truly free. Now, freedom. What are we getting free from? Well, we really need to get free from the prison that circumstances put us in. If you are able to save yourself from a mindset that you don't want to have, that's salvation. Okay. For example, if it is not in your best interest to be seeking food at the current moment, but your body is telling you that you haven't eaten, which may be a fact at the time, wouldn't you like to have the ability to give yourself permission not to obey the circumstances? I mean, that would be truly free. I mean, because then you could deal with the circumstances or suspend dealing with the circumstances. Either way, it would really be your choice. You would really be free. Salvation is the freedom to give yourself permission to actually respond or not respond to anything. Why is that? Because you live long enough and you realize that this is a world of manipulation. And maybe you don't want to be manipulated, right? Maybe you get tired of the manipulation. But then there are these haunting little thoughts like, oh, you can't do this, you have to do that. And really, do you have to? You know, when Jesus said, really, if a man slaps you, do you really have to slap him back? I mean, do you have to? It was really him saying that, hey, you know you're God's child, right? You know you could give him the other cheek. Let's say somebody slapped me. Bam! Oh, snap. I could choose to say, excuse me, sir, did you just get that off your chest? I mean, are you intending to slap me again? Or did you kind of need to do that because you were going through something? I mean, is that sufficient for you? Actually, I have the freedom to actually say that to him, give him the opportunity to show me where he's really standing. Maybe I even have the ability to forgive him. I can actually give myself permission not to obey my limbic response, which is a fight or flight response. I don't have to obey that limbic response. Okay? Why? What is it about me that I could allow myself to do that? Allow myself to ignore my fight or flight reflexes or my fight or flight reaction? Well, I have to give myself permission to be a true human. So salvation is a process by which you come into the knowledge of what it means to be a true human. Being a true human doesn't mean you don't have appetites. Being a true human means you confess that you are not under the control of your appetites. So that means that sometimes you can go along with your appetites and sometimes you will not. But you will never, ever, ever confess, as immature people or unconscious people do, you will never confess that you are not in control of your own responses. So what gets us to that point where we can give ourselves permission? 1, we have to come to the knowledge of what humans are truly capable of. And 2, we have to be initiated to live that way, usually by a spiritual parent or parents. Somebody actually has to say, hey, be like me. You know, we're all human. So the idea that we want to tether ourselves to the most firm example of humanity that we can find. And the whole concept of Messiah or spiritual parent or somebody who we tether ourselves to, this actually helps us in the years where we have to learn how to wear that true humanity. The whole agency of salvation is much like the parent-child relationship, and the whole goal is true freedom. Why? Because in that place of true freedom, that's the only place where God has the possibility of having a love relationship with somebody that he can call his equal. Because God doesn't want people to love him because of a reaction to something. He wants people who are free. And when people who are free choose loving him or can say to him or can express how much they enjoy the things that he's given them and enjoy his character, this is the only time that God can feel his greatest joy. So salvation doesn't just save you and I. It saves God from the loneliness of not having qualified partners. If you like this, like, subscribe, share. All right, talk to you later. Thanks.